What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So I watched the full video. So you can call this like the wrap up of the first video. This video obviously is going to download first because it's much shorter than the first one. So I didn't watch the full video when I did the initial one. And I pretty much went deep into a lot of stuff on it. I just started feeling it, man. So, when you see the video, you'll see what I mean. Great video though. But anyway, so I watched the whole video. Now, it's labeled Clarissa Shields can walk me to the ring. Now, or walk out, whatever. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this is like a statement because they're two female fighters coming into the PFL, and eventually they might wind up fighting each other one day. So let me say this. Savanna Marshal is talking with a lot of sense. She understands that she is a lot to learn, and she's saying the same exact thing that Shields was saying, is that it's hard. It's completely different from what they're used to. You know what I mean? So therefore, it's like this is something completely different. This is like what she is used to doing, and putting punch the way she puts her punches together and using just your hands. It's a whole different world now. It's more than just boxing. It's more than just punching power. It's different. Now she said something that I agree with as well, and I said this before. Boxing is more cerebral. It's more um, it's timing, of course. It's more of a chess match. With boxing, you're not going to get hit with knees or elbows, not on purpose, unless you're a dirty fighter. But bottom line, so it's technique. It's everything. Now you can be a brawler in boxing, and let's say you're fighting a guy that's just too skilled. There's just no way you can match him skill for skill. Some fights are just a mismatch. Okay, but let's say your stand up is complete garbage, and you have to get this guy down. A lot of guys lose a fight because they have a great stand up, but their ground game isn't good. They have no stand up, but their ground game is great. One guy can punch, so he may be able to get you out of there. Whereas another guy has skill, but maybe he doesn't hit that hard. Whatever it may be. There's different elements that make a fight what it is. She is saying the same thing that Shields was saying. And the funny thing about it, man, is like, you see the interviewer, he says with this, like disappointment in his voice, like, do you feel like, are you mad? Like you feel like, Clarissa Shields already has a loss, where it's like, you could have come in here and been the first one to give her a loss. And I'm like, here they go. I tell you guys, the Savannah Marshall fans are more upset. They're the ones that's angry about the loss to Shields. Just like when they were about to fight in the pros. And I'm saying these guys keep constantly bringing up that amateur fight. Man, they made it, people, I remember people who didn't see the fight were saying, that didn't see the amateur fight. After they saw the pro fight, I remember people saying, now I want to watch the amateur fight to see how the hell did she beat Shields. They made it sound like it was a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence situation, or Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney situation. Like, man, it was none of that. And once again, the majority of the people said, plain and simple, Shields got robbed, man. She didn't lose that fight. Savannah didn't win that fight. So okay. So I'm like, they keep bringing this up. And I said, it's making Savannah look bad because it's like, out of everything that you did in your career, all y'all are talking about is a fucking Olympic win. I mean, she's a champion in the pros. Focus on that. Talk about what they got going coming into this. Everything was about the pros, the pros. Clarissa gets interviewed. Are you, we know that you're not happy about losing in the amateur. Like, you're saying this. Clarissa's not bringing that fight up. You guys are. And they kept hammering it in. Peter Fury finally is the one that said, listen, what happened in the amateurs has nothing to do with now. It's a complete different situation now. And he was right. And I'm saying this is what I'm talking about. People trying to stir up a beef. he asked Savannah, "Oh, did you know that she's doing music also now? And she made a record now, and she put a bar in there about you." And I'm just like, these guys love to stir up the pot, man. And this is what they do. Okay. Um, Once again, the fight game doesn't need all of these theatrics, the fake beef nonsense. Um, if this fight actually happens in the PFL or whatever, so be it. It would honestly be a better feel if they both can win fights and get a winning streak going and get a reputation. So their MMA fight will be a big fight as well. If they was to fight like anytime soon, both of them are still green. So the fight wouldn't have the same feel. Just because of what they accomplished in boxing, it has nothing to do with in terms of MMA. It'll be watered down. Like you didn't get the best version of them in MMA because they still are under that learning tree. You understand where like, you know, what people love, they're greedy. They love to just jump conclusions and try to like make something happen in their head as if it's supposed to happen the second you think about it. And right now, Savannah need to focus on her opponent, whoever that's going to be, whenever her fight is. They were speaking, and I was out. I'm driving, but I'm listening. And bottom line is, like I said, man, these guys, they ask all these questions and bring up old stuff. Going forward, you know something, man. It's like whatever goes down, goes down. Whatever, however their careers go. I'm not planning ahead. Like after she beat her, then she beat her, and then this happened. Like, no, we don't know how good either one of them are going to be in MMA. We don't know what the finished product is going to look like, and we'll just be patient and wait until then. But all of this hyped up. Let's start talking shit now. Let's get Clarissa and Savannah to start going at each other now. Let's try to, and it is what it is, man. It'll be a big disappointment for them to get together, and like I said, we don't have the finished product of either one of them, and then they end up, having a lackluster fight. Like the fight could have been better. You understand what I mean? The difference when you have an experienced fighter against an inexperienced fighter that has potential is that experienced fighter is going to bring the best out of what they have at that moment. Two inexperienced fighters may not take advantage of things that they should. So it might wind up, especially between the two of them, it might wind up coming down to a slugfest. If either one of them let the ego get involved and they just decide that, hey, all of a sudden, like we're in a boxing ring all over again. But hey, man, we'll see how things go. And also, the interviewer asked her about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano rematch. How does he think it goes? And how does she think it goes? And I agree with what Savannah said on that. I don't think that Katie Taylor is at her best. I told you guys this last year when she lost the title and she got it back. But I told you her legs are gone. I told you. I said right now she's at that point where she needs to be able to work off angles. Throw her combinations and punches off angles. Keep her distance. Use that jab. But just keep moving. Because she don't have that. She's not fast on her feet like she used to be. And she's not explosive. She's not a big puncher. But that volume is not there anymore either. And Amanda Serrano still has that volume. And I believe what Amanda Serrano, the way she fights, I don't think Katie Taylor should be able to withstand that. She should definitely get outpointed and lose this fight. Like if Amanda Serrano can't beat her right now, even though people feel like she beat her in the past, that, just saying. But if she can't beat this version of Katie Taylor, then she never will. And basically if she can't beat her now, decisively. Because when I watched Katie Taylor win the title back, I said, see, she did what she was supposed to do. But you can still see her legs are not there. If she didn't have the fast feet, she wouldn't have been able to beat Amanda Serrano in the past. Like, it would have been apparent, that she can't, because she'd had to fight more, and she'd have been in the risk of getting hit more. And, I love, the way Katie Taylor moved and how she dictate the pace. She would control the distance, long range, short range. mid-range. And she was just that quick. And she can get in, get out. She was all over the ring. Now, the thing was, when she gets hit and she gets buzzed, it's like she kind of falls apart to that is there for her to be taken out. Now, Serrano's not a big puncher either, but she's constantly moving. She's constantly punching. And if she can still do that, like we've seen her do, if she didn't lose anything, especially like that, like I said, that volume and just that her stamina, she should be able to overwhelm and outfight Katie Taylor. She definitely should. And I'm just being real. And y'all know, I told y'all this already. When she was, who did she fight? Was it Cameron? Who did she lose to? And got the belt back. Whoever it was. Was it Chantel Cameron? Tell me in the comment section. Was it Chantel Cameron? Or whoever she fought, she got the belt back from. She still is not the same fighter. And that style worked on her. I think it was Cameron. But whatever. Whoever it was she fought and lost to and then got the belt back, she wasn't the same fighter. And you could see she wasn't the same fighter. But she was good enough to beat her because she was just pretty much one-dimensional, just coming forward. And the reason she beat Katie Taylor the first time is because Katie Taylor's legs were gone. And Katie Taylor could not find the right game plan. She just kept going back to the ropes. She spent the whole fight on the ropes, kept going to the ropes. And she took advantage of that. And so her fighting the way she did to win was the way she needs to be able to fight in order to outbox a person that can move. A person that is constantly going to come forward. And Serrano should win. That's what I think Serrano should win. Like, clearly, not no split decision. She should clearly outbox Katie Taylor and win. I agree with Marshall on that one. I think that Katie's past her prime. And it's noticeable. Now, it is what it is. She's still holding the title. But she didn't look like, you could see that she's not the same fighter. Now, all that being said, with what women's boxing have going, and now you got, people going over to MMA, it's different when people are doing that. They're going into it, but as a full-fledged fighter. They're just two sport athletes. No different from Bo Jackson playing baseball and football type of situation. But that's what I mean. They're taking it serious. They're not just doing it like, okay, let me go use my name and get a paycheck. Like certain people we know. And that's just exactly the point what I'm saying. You don't see Shields or Marshall jumping there talking about, I want the very top woman. Like, no, they got to build up into that. So this is part of what I mean when, we see how things went with Ngannou. Dude just came over here because of namesake and was able to get in the ring with two of the top heavyweights. So we'll just have to see the way things go. And the same way that interviewer sat there and asked Savanna Marshall, did she hear the song that Shields made and put a bar in there for her and all that, and asking did she wish she was the one? Is she mad because she's not the one that gave her first L in MMA and all that? And yeah, he's going to interview Shields at some point and do the same thing and say, oh, did you hear what Savanna Marshall said? Or you mean, I hear the response to that bullshit question you asked her? Is that what you're asking me? Because this is what these guys do, and they do it all the damn time. But, man, like I say, just keep it business. You guys are fighters. You signed up to be fighters, and that's that, man. Just make your money, entertain, and live your life. And that's when I tell you guys, when these guys don't have a problem taking your money, right? Like I said in the other video, and well, you're gonna see it, but yeah, they don't have a problem taking your money, but they'll sit up there talking about they got the right to do what they want to do, but it's your money that's paying their salary. So it doesn't matter what your request. We put our life on the line, right? You signed up for that. That's why you make millions of dollars. Like I said, firemen don't make millions of dollars. Firewomen don't make millions of dollars, and they put their lives on the line. to save a freaking parakeet, a kitten. You may never come home to your family because you went there to save a kitten, or a bird, or a ferret, or a snake. You understand what I mean? They signed up for that. They don't make half the money y'all make, not even close to it. So, they say all of that, and then they get to the point, yeah, I can do what I want. It's my life, right? And it's the fans' money. And if they're not paying you, you don't have a career. So when you tell the fans to eat dick and they're the ones paying your salary, I don't see how y'all as so-called fans is even okay with that, because that's what they're talking about. Like I said, when somebody says, you can't argue with broke people, they're talking about you. Because they look at you like you're broke. You just have a regular 9 to 5. You're broke. That's how they see you. They're not talking about just one person. They're talking about you. You're in that same category. I'm better than you. You're broke. Can't argue with nobody like that. These are broke people. All right? Remember the comment too. We know this man blew his money, he screwed himself up. We know that, hard-headed, arrogant, think he know everything, can't tell him anything. You can see that in him. But guess what? If the comment would have even been, you can't argue with this dude. He messed his money up. He screwed his life up, where the things that he had right there on the table for him, he took it for granted, arrogant, thinking this shit don't stink. I guess he thought he's just going to be young forever. Like, he's always going to be able to do this. And now look at him. I could have respected that. But yeah, not to say you can't argue with broke people, because it's like, exactly, what do you mean? Why couldn't you even say you can't argue with ignorant people, stubborn people? Why your choice of words, you can't argue with broke people? Like, yeah, okay. That's what I'm telling you. And you could be chilling, enjoying your life, but you're broke to certain people because their money is much longer than your money. You see, all that kind of goofy nonsense. So, yeah, I mean, for Savanna and Shields, they have a lot on their plate now. Savanna said she was supposed to be fighting in March, but, listen, y'all, when fights don't happen, things don't happen, we don't know what's going on in these people's lives. I'm not trying to be a part of somebody's personal life. I don't, dig into all of that. I just know that when I watch certain interviews, you see certain fights, you hear people talk, and people love to assume things, and I don't understand what all the secrecy is about. Things happen, but I feel like you have a lot of people that sit there, they support your career, they're giving you their money. That's what you're basically doing. Just think about what you're doing. You're paying a ticket to sit in the seat and watch somebody fight. You're paying for a pay-per-view to sit here and watch someone fight, or going somewhere where they have it up but you're paying. You are saying, here, take my money, now entertain me. That's pretty much what you're doing. And they're telling you to go fuck yourself. They're telling you to suck their dicks. So all that kind of stuff. So one thing I noticed, even like when they talk about the money situation, the females are like, they're of course happy about that. But you don't hear the females running around here talking about how much money they make and, trying to, you don't see that. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Because, as long as big money is involved and things start to grow, it's only a matter of time before you get that arrogant chick that comes in talking about her money and talking about broke bitches and I'm this, I'm that bitch. Y'all bitches is broke and all this. I hate to see like ignorant stuff like that. And ungrateful people, arrogant people, ignorant, stupid. Like I just, those combinations are very toxic and it turns me off. I can't get into stuff like that. So Savanna Marshal is saying that she's this is so different, and it's like she's still trying to figure it out. She's learning as she go along. But these are the things that I'm saying. People love to talk about their favorite fighters and give them more ability than what they have, or like speak about them in a way where they're predicting victories simply because they like them, but they don't look at what's in front of them. And I look at it like really, it's easier to say what you can do. I can tell you something. I used to wrestle, and learning how to sprawl and mount a guy and all, the different things, the half nose, all this shit, that stuff was easy. I had a knack for it. But I was boxing since I was little, 5 years old. First fight at 8. So I like that. I started wrestling. I was really in the 7th grade, but I wrestled on the team for my freshman year. Then I went to a different school my sophomore year, and I didn't go back into wrestling, but I kept wrestling and practicing with the guys that wrestle, and I even learned professional wrestling. Used to go in the ring, and we were actually going to do it. I knew a guy. A friend of mine knew a guy that was a professional wrestler, and then he never made it to like WCW or WWE, whatever, but like he was doing like the independent circuits and stuff. And there was this, I forget the name of the company, in Rahway, New Jersey. There was a couple of places that we were, Elizabeth, New Jersey. There was a couple of places. We used to go to like the little indie shows and stuff. And my sons were small. I used to take them to some of the wrestling shows and stuff when they would come out here. But I learned how to take the bumps and all that. I could, top rope moves, diving out into everything. I wasn't scared of heights and none of that. I wasn't doing flips and all of that. Well, I could like do like a frog splash and like change my body in midair, jump this way and then land. My head is this way instead of that. All kind of shit. So yeah, power guy. I mean, I learned. I was solid at that shit, man. But for me, it was like, okay, I learned that. Okay, I like the idea of what I was doing. The training and learning it was cool. How to take the bumps and all that shit and everything, man. Like selling the moves and all, and going into character. That shit was all cool. But the disconnect for me was this, man. If you're going to like beat me, you're gonna have to really beat me, man. It was just something about letting someone beat me or someone letting me beat them. Like, and I get it. It's a gimmick. It's an act. But it was like, nah, man. This shit ain't for me. Like, for me to just know before I even get to the arena, I'm losing because I'm trying to build you up, or when you're going to lose to me. So it's like, okay, I'm a person more, okay, I like to watch it. But as far as like just, because if professional wrestling was real, people would be dying in the ring. It's the stuff that goes on and slamming someone's head against a pole and hitting someone with chairs and baseball bats and all that. If somebody really let loose, people would be dead. So, it's obvious, common sense. But I just felt like, I think I'd just rather come to the shows and watch it. But yeah, I mean, it was fun to do. But listen, I can tell you, when you start doing MMA training, it's different. Yeah, you have to have the knack for it. But the thing is, when you already have the know-how to do certain things, and then it's like, now let's put it all together. It's different. It's different. And listen, they're learning that, and even from the outside looking in, like when you're learning something, trust me, when you get in there, that's when the real tests come. When you actually finally get in there and you have a live opponent, that's when you really know. So, in training, you're improving, you're getting better, you're confident, but once you get in there, that's when you start to really, it sets in that, okay, this is different. But you have to accept that reality. And in accepting it, you have to understand that you're entering something that's completely different from what you're used to doing. And so lose the whole boxing is better than MMA, MMA is better than boxing. Just going in, understand, listen, this is a sport that I'm coming into. I want to be great at it. I want to win. I want to make a lot of money. And, take it serious. But have fun while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wish Certain people, don't get it twisted. There's certain people that's annoying as hell. They're toxic. They're not good for the sport. They're all about themselves. They've already made millions of dollars. They don't care what the fans want. It's all about them. They act like they're paying themselves. They act like without you that they have a career. I just don't respect any of somebody telling their fans, or not even if you're not a fan, the paying customer. You don't have to be a fan. Just the fact that, you know what, these motherfuckers are still coming. Even if they come to see you lose, they're still coming. And when you start talking about suck my dick and fuck you, I can do what the fuck I want, I don't care how y'all feel, I don't care what y'all think. Okay, I bet you care what they think if they said, I think I'm going to keep my money to myself and stop watching boxing and paying these motherfuckers salary. Because who the fuck is going to pay you if you don't have anybody coming out? Especially when you're a fighter that's already been accused of not being a big draw and can't sell. So that's really ungrateful, man. And hopefully the women don't just get to that point, man, where everything is about money, and they start acting the same ways. But once anything is a big business, man, it's like it's just inevitable. Like it's just gonna happen. But I tell y'all what, we'll see how things go, and we'll see how things go. I'll be watching for Shields and Savanna to see, check out the fights to see what's going on with them. But yeah, Katie Taylor and Serrano, I'm picking Serrano to win that. There's no way that this Katie Taylor should beat her. The only way is if Serrano has slipped as well. And, they're both just at a point. It's just anybody can take it because they're both just, for what I've seen of Serrano and Katie, I feel like Serrano. So if we go by their last fights, you never know. Like I said, you never know what happened in the fight, but I think Serrano should win this fight. I just can't see or reason that this Katie Taylor should be able to beat her. You know what I mean? I just don't. Because it doesn't look like Serrano slowed down. But Katie definitely has. And it is what it is. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.